please silence your cell phones? I now ask Senior Patrol Leader Jeremy Caraballo come forward and lead us in our opening ceremony.
Please rise. Will the color guard please present the colors? Scout salute. Face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The gold candle, which represents the spirit of scouting, will light all other candles and will be lit by Mr. Ed Ferentz, Assistant Scoutmaster of Troop 213, and through his dedication continues to keep the spirit of scouting burning and strong.
We now bring the light of the blue candles, representing the three parts of the Scout Law. Scout sign.
The scouts who are lighting the candles, please come up.
From this golden flame of the Scouts' honor is the lighted, the blue flame, duty to God and to country.
On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country and to obey the Scout law.
We light the blue flame of duty to other people.
On my honor, I will do my best to help other people at all times.
We light the blue flame of duty to self.
On my honor, I will do my best to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
We now bring to light the 12 green flames of the Scout Law, which makes bright and clear the trail that leads from boyhood to manhood. Will the scouts who are lighting the green flames please stand up or come up?
The scout is trustworthy.
A scout tells the truth. He keeps his promises. Honesty is a part of code of conduct. People can always depend on him.
The scout is loyal.
A scout is true to his family, friends, scout leaders, school, nation, and world community.
The scout is helpful.
A scout is concerned about other people. He will willingly volunteer to help others without expecting payment or reward.
The scout is friendly.
A scout is a friend to all. He is a brother to other scouts. He seeks to understand others. He will respect those ideas and customs that are different to it from his own.
A scout is courteous.
A scout is polite to everyone, regardless of age or position. He knows that Good manners make it easier for people to get along together.
The Scout is kind.
A Scout understands there is strength in being gentle. He treats others as he wants to be treated. He does not want to harm or kill anything without reasons.
The Scout is obedient.
A Scout follows the rules of his family, schools, and troop. He obeys the laws of his community and country. If he thinks those rules and laws are unfair, he tries to have them changed in ordinary manner rather than disobey them.
The Scout is cheerful.
Take a picture of that. What's happening?
A Scout looks for the bright side of life. He cheerfully does tasks that come with his way. He tries to make others happy.
The Scout is thrifty.
A Scout works to pay his way and help others. He saves for the future. He protects and conserves natural resources. He carefully uses time and property.
The Scout is brave.
A Scout can face danger even if it is afraid. He has the encouragement to stand for what he can think is right even if others laugh at him or threaten him.
The Scout is clean.
A Scout keeps his body and mind fit and clean. He goes around with those who can believe by living in these same ideals. He helps keep his home and community clean.
The Scout is reverent.
A Scout is reverent to God. He is faithful in his religious duties. He respects the beliefs of others.
Troop, please retire. Troop, please retire. I would like to call upon Mr. Thomas Wolyett, former scout of Troop 213, to sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
It is my pleasure to introduce the pastor Christopher Wolf of the First Reformed Church of Saddlebrook and the pastor Susan Nelson Culinaire of the Holy Trinity Lutheran, I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, Church, Hasbrook Heights, for the invitation.
Please join with me in prayer to ask for the presence of God during this Eagle Court of Honor celebration. Good and gracious God, we ask you to be with us in this celebration of achieving the rank of Eagle Scout of Patrick, Nicholas, and Nolan. Use this ceremony to inspire vision and to encourage others to follow in the Eagle path. Help us to give well-deserved praise and honor, and to also realize that becoming an Eagle Scout is not so much a destination as a way of life. Help us today to honor the lessons that becoming an Eagle Scout represents. We give thanks to you for all your blessings to us, and especially for the gifts that you have given these three young men, which have been a blessing to others. Keep us mindful that we dwell in the shelter of your wings, and we can do no truly good thing without your powerful spirit to guide us and sustain us. Raise our celebration on eagle's wings and hold us all in the palm of your hands. Amen.
We're thankful for his service. He helped with the Bell Restoration Project. He helped with Vacation Bible School, and of course, Nicholas has been a part at times as well, so I'm glad to be here. That was a great prayer. I'll add one too. Let's pray. Lord, thank you for this time. Thank you for the reminders of this award and this organization, of being reverent to you, of serving others, of community, of compassion. All of these great reminders of what you call us to do and to be. And so we ask your blessing on these three young men, that you have guided them to this point, and you have great plans for them beyond this day. We're thankful as a community that we've benefited from many of the Eagle Scouts projects and from their leadership afterwards. We ask your blessing. We ask for the hope of a bright future because of this day and because of this award and because of these young men. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
The rest of the evening to Mr. Tom Molnar, Chairman of this Court of Honor and former Scout Master of Troop 213.
Thank you, Pastors Culinari and Pastor Wolf. And thank you for the troop. It was a last-minute rehearsal, and they pulled it through, so good job. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, Scouters and Scouts, we are here today to confer the rank of Eagle Scout upon candidates Patrick Goel, Nicholas Daniel Obiso, and Nolan T. Shanahan of Troop 213 of Saddlebrook, New Jersey. Of all the Scouts in the United States, less than 6% ever reach the coveted rank of Eagle Scout. It is the highest award that can be earned by a member of the Boy Scouts of America. Before this honor is bestowed upon the candidates, however, we wish to acquaint you with the rigid requirements that a Scout must complete before the distinction of the rank of Eagle Scout may be presented. In order to attain the rank of Eagle Scout, a Scout must earn a minimum of 21 merit badges, 13 of which are specifically required. These include merit badges in citizenship, physical fitness, personal achievement, camping, scouting skills, first aid, and skills in community-wide emergency preparedness. The Scout must also earn a minimum of 8 other elective merit badges. In all, over 375 requirements. The Scout must show Scout spirit. The Scout must serve actively in various troop leadership positions. After becoming a Life Scout, the Scout must plan, develop, and carry out a service project that is worthy of an Eagle. The candidate must appear before a board of review and satisfy them that the Scout has done their best to understand and live by the Scout oath and the Scout law, and in all ways qualified for Eagle Scout. And now, on behalf of the Northern New Jersey Council, the Romaine Signature, BFW Post 3484 and Troop 213 of Saddlebrook, New Jersey, I declare this Court of Honor to be open. Will the escorts please seat the parents of our candidates? Mr. and Mrs. Goel, Mr. and Mrs. Obiso, and Mr. and Mrs. Shanahan. It is a great pleasure to have you here today to join with us in the presentation of the Eagle Award to your sons, Patrick, Nicholas, and Nolan. Will the escorts please bring the candidates front and center to be presented to the court and its witnesses? May we please have the credentials of our candidates reviewed before the court by Troop Advancement Chair, Mr. Charles Henkel, Jr.
Proficiency in various crafts, skills prescribed for Eagle rank have been checked, and records of merit badges earned by the Scouts have been approved and certified by counselors appointed by the board. The Scouts have qualified on the basis of merit badge achievements. The applicants have demonstrated their capacity and willingness to exert leadership ability in activities that they are constructive and worthwhile in their community. The record has been checked in troop leadership, school affairs, and in other fields of work and service. They have demonstrated loyalty and duty to God and country. We believe them qualified to receive the rank of Eagle.
Thank you, Mr. Henkel. Candidates, please be seated. A few times for sitting. Okay, so I am stepping in for the Scoutmaster, Dan Carabello. The troop actually came back from a trip to Gettysburg just a few hours ago. So I could say, we lost our Scoutmaster on the battlefield of Gettysburg, but there was a personal emergency, so unfortunately, he could not be here. So I'm going to try to do his speech some justice. I'm going to describe the Eagle projects. And what Mr. Carabello stressed was that each of these projects had a piece of the Scout in them. It was what their passion was, what their interests were, and it was very fitting that they picked those projects. So I'm going to start off with Patrick Goel, and he's in engineering, and Patrick built a bridge. And not only did he build a bridge, but he developed plans to build future bridges of the same type. Again, applying his engineering knowledge and his passion that he will fully develop in the future. So, great project, Patrick. Nicholas Obiso. Nicholas has been in baseball for many years. It's been his passion. He's still playing baseball. He loves baseball, so what else? What else would he do? So he picked the project to give back to the community, and he built 2 helmet box racks for the Little League. And because of COVID, we had our challenges, and the typical fundraisers that we would usually come up with to fund the project, because we have to earn that all the expenses paid through fundraising, he actually collected shoes. Shoes were collected, and they were generated funds. They were paid by the pound. He raised funds for the material to build the racks, and they're there today. And I understand there are helmets in them at the Little League games as we speak. So nice job, Nicholas. Nolan Shanahan. Anybody knows Nolan? Nolan loves to read. Dan Carabello said they went on to the sea base last year. They went to St. Thomas and they sailed a boat for a week, or 10 days, a week. And there he turns around and there's Nolan. Nolan's reading a book about St. Thomas while he's sailing the seas at St. Thomas. So it's only fitting that Nolan would build what's called little libraries. There's one in front of this building, and they're throughout town. And that's where you take a book, you replace it with a book. So the libraries are throughout town, and again, a great project, and nice job, Nolan. You can clap.
Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I represent all scouts who received an Eagle Award from the North New Jersey Council. We do not object, but we believe the candidates should understand that the Eagle rank is a responsibility as well as an honor. We respectfully suggest that the applicants be informed of responsibilities of an Eagle Scout before the badges are awarded.
Your responsibility to help those that follow behind you. It will be expected that you, as Eagle Scouts, will contribute an even greater part of yourselves to your community, family, religion, and nation. As Eagle Scouts, our ideals are high and our responsibility is great. Let the real meaning of the Eagle Scout, of the Eagle Badge, stand forth in your hearts and minds.
First officer lacks direction. An Eagle is loyal to their family, friends, country, and to his ideals. To thine own self be true, and it must follow as the day. Thou cannot then be false to any person. Neither pain nor profit, pride nor personal loss shall swerve him in his loyalty. Let the blue of your badge remind you all of loyalty.
Courage gives all, character, force, and strength. Trusting in God and keeping faith. They face each day unafraid and seeks their share of the world's work to do. Let the red of your badge always remind you of
Crown receipt honors the foundation of all character. Character is what one really is deep down inside, not what one thinks oneself.
May the white of your badge always remind you to live with honor. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, if these candidates are willing, yes, eager to accept these responsibilities as well as the honor of the badge, then we most cordially welcome them into the ranks of the
Coming back to be part of this ceremony. Will the candidates please stand? Again, this is where the Scoutmaster, Mr. Dan Carabello, would perform the Eagle Charge. So, hope you don't get tired of my voice today, but I will perform the Eagle Charge. The Scouts of all nations constitute one of the most wholesome and significant movements in the world's history, and you, Patrick, Nicholas, and Nolan, have been counted worthy of high rank in its membership. All who know you rejoice in your achievement. Your position, as you well know, is one of honor and responsibility. As an Eagle Scout, you have assumed a solemn obligation to your duty to God, to country, to your fellow Scouts, and to mankind in general. This is a great undertaking. As you live up to the obligations, you bring honor to yourselves and to your brother Scouts. When you fail, you bring down by so much the good name of all true and worthy Scouts. Your responsibility goes beyond your fellow Scouts, to your country and your God. America has many good things to give you and your children after you, but these good things depend, for the most part, on the quality of character that she can produce in her citizens. You come to help America in all that she needs the most. She has a great past, and you are here to make her future even greater. I charge you, Patrick, Nicholas, and Nolan, undertake your citizenship with a solemn dedication. Be leaders, but lead only toward the best. Lift up every task you do and every office you hold to the highest level of service to God and to your fellow men, to the finest living. We have too many who use their strength and their intelligence to exploit others and to gain selfish ends. I charge you to be among those who dedicate their skills and ability to the common good. Build America on the solid foundations of clean living, honest work, unselfish citizenship, and reverence for God, and whatever others may do, you will leave behind you a record which every scout may justly be proud. I'm going to take Mr. Carabella's handshake. I would like to call upon Xavier Rivera, Eagle Scout of Troop 213, to have the candidates reaffirm the Scout oath.
Will the candidates please come forward? In recognition of these obligations, I ask you to reaffirm the Boy Scout oath. Scout sign. Please recite the Scout oath. On my honor, I'll do my best to do my duty, to God of my country, to obey the Scout law, help other people at all times, keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
Thank you, Xavier. Will Patrick Shanahan, Eagle Scout of Troop 213 and brother of new Eagle Scout, Nolan Shanahan, come forward and administer the Eagle Pledge?
Scouts, please give the sign. Scout sign. And repeat the Pledge of the Eagle after me. I state your names, realize my obligation. To my fellows, my home, my country, and my God.
Fellows, my home, my country, and my God.
I will at all times do my best.
I will at all times do my best.
To assist other scouts.
To assist other scouts.
Who are climbing the trail of the Eagle.
Who are climbing the trail of the Eagle.
And give back more to scouting.
And give back more to scouting.
Than it has given to me.
Than it has given to me.
And to assist my fellow troops as much as possible.
To assist my fellow troops as much as possible.
And to be a living example of the Scout oath and law.
And to be a living example of the Scout oath and law.
To the best of my ability.
To the best of my ability.
Hands down.
Thank you, Patrick. Mrs. Goel, Mrs. Obiso, and Mrs. Shanahan, please come up to the stage and stand by your sons. No words of the Court of Honor could do justice to the great helpfulness and patient perseverance with which their parents have supported these Eagle Scouts towards manhood. In recognition of this, it is very fitting that Patrick, Nicholas, and Nolan receive the Eagle Scout medals from their mothers, and in turn, pin their mothers with the Eagle Mother's pin, one at a time, starting with Mrs. Gowell. This is the most difficult part. You can give your mother a hug. It's not easy. We also try not to drop these things because they're really small. Just to let everybody know, we usually practice this, we rehearse this. We didn't have a rehearsal today, so we're winging it. Thank you, mothers. Please be seated. Mr. Goel, Mr. Obiso, and Mr. Shanahan, please come up to the stage and stand by your sons.
I can't even get a drink. My friend won't let me down here.
When a boy becomes an Eagle Scout, he joins a select group of dedicated scouts. And now, Mr. Goel, Mr. Obiso, and Mr. Shanahan will place an individually customized Eagle Scout neckerchief and slide on their new Eagle Scouts, and in turn, the Eagles will pin their fathers with the Eagle Scout Father's Pin, starting with Mr. Goel. step back, we forgot the father's name. Eagle Scout dads, please be seated. I now ask the uniformed Scout parent, please come up to the stage, Mr. Gowell. In appreciation of your service to Troop 213, your Eagle Scout son will present you with your personalized Eagle Scout dad neckerchief. Now, as tempting as this is, I would have Mr. Goel sit down, and then I would call him back up again as the troop treasurer. I would really enjoy it, but while you're up here, go ahead.
Thanks, Tom. Somebody today told me just make it smart, quick, and funny. So I will try. Nick, Nolan, and Patrick, you can sit down, I believe. Yeah, they can sit down. You're kind of special group to me. First of all, you bring my son Patrick. Second, I cross over from Cub Scouts with you. I saw you growing and became men. Many of you former Scouts dropped, but not you. Congrats. Also, being a parent of Eagle is life of ups and downs. There are times you just have enough of scouting. But there are moments like now, moments of being proud. To all Eagle parents who are here, thanks for sticking around. I want to also recognize two people. Mr. Carabello, who actually is absent today, but he was a scoutmaster during a very difficult time during the pandemic. It's hard to do counting through Zoom. He tried his best, and troops survived, and I believe because of him. Many troops around the country are not existing anymore. Mr. Anderson, I strongly believe that without you, Patrick wouldn't be here. You both the same language, which I don't understand, IT language. Thank you, Mr. Anderson. And finally, the flag. This tradition was started by former treasurer, Mr. Freitfeld, who held this position for almost 30 years. Don't worry, I'm not playing with that long. Every eagle from our troop is on this flag. Actually, there are other two which are in the town hall. Now, interesting fact. As of today, our troop mark of 100 eagles. And now, Nolan, believe it or not, you are the eagle number 100 of Troop 213. Somebody say not big deal, but somebody say not big deal, but we were waiting 70 years for that.
Just to let everybody know, we usually practice this, we rehearse this. We didn't have a rehearsal today, so we're winging it. Thank you, mothers. Please be seated. Mr. Goel, Mr. Obiso, and Mr. Shanahan, please come up to the stage and stand by your sons.
I can't even get a drink. My friend won't let me go down there.
When a boy becomes an Eagle Scout, he joins a select group of dedicated scouts. And now, Mr. Gowell, Mr. Obiso, and Mr. Shanahan will place an individually customized Eagle Scout neckerchief and slide on their new Eagle Scouts, and in turn, the Eagles will pin their fathers with the Eagle Scout Father's Pin, starting with Mr. Gowell. Eagle Scout dads, please be seated. I now ask the uniformed Scout parent, please come up to the stage, Mr. Gowell. In appreciation of your service to Troop 213, your Eagle Scout son will present you with your personalized Eagle Scout dad neckerchief. Now, as tempting as this is, I would have Mr. Goel sit down, and then I would call him back up again as the troop treasurer. I would really enjoy it, but while you're up here, go ahead.
Thanks, Tom. Somebody today told me just make it smart, quick, and funny. So I will try. Nick, Nolan, and Patrick, you can sit down, I believe. They can sit down. You kind of special group to me. First of all, you include my son Patrick. Second, I cross over from Cub Scouts with you. I saw you growing and became men. Many of you former Scouts dropped, but not you. Congrats. Also, being a parent of Eagle is life of ups and downs. There are times you just have enough of scouting. But there are moments like now, moments of being proud. To all Eagle parents who are here, thanks for sticking around. I want to also recognize two people, Mr. Carabello, who actually is absent today, but he was a scoutmaster during a very difficult time during the pandemic. It's hard to do counting through Zoom. He tried his best, and troops survived, and I believe because of him. Many troops around the country are not existing anymore. Mr. Anderson, I strongly believe that without you, Patrick wouldn't be here. You both the same language, which I don't understand, IT language. Thank you, Mr. Anderson. And finally, the plaque. This tradition was started by former treasurer, Mr. Freitfeld, who hold this position for almost 30 years. Don't worry, I'm not playing with that long. Every eagle from our troop is on this flag. Actually, there are other two which are in the town hall. Now, interesting fact. As of today, our troop mark of 100 eagles. And now, Nolan, believe it or not, you are the eagle number 100 of Troop 213. Somebody say not big deal, but somebody say not big deal, but we were waiting 70 years for that. Our first eagle of Troop 213 dates back to 1951. Thank you so much. Congratulations again.
We've had some technical difficulties along the way. We got a late start today, but we made it through. For instance, we couldn't find the microphone holder, so this is the microphone holder.
It works.
It works. So I would like to call in, stepping in for our committee chair, Sherry Stanfield, again, for personal reasons, could not be here today, but our upcoming committee chair, Jenna Vanderwerf, please come up, who will be presenting a frame with the Eagle Scout certificate and a flag, which was flown over the United States Capitol for each Scout.
Oh my goodness. All three of them getting a reward. Oh, is that going to be nice? Oh, Nolan, you are so good. I'm just happy. Nobody should get mad. No, my friend might get mad.
Thank you, Jenna. Oh, you're standing good. Because after Mr. Goel left the stage, I was going to have you get up anyway. He was too kind to you. Also, now I'd like to present, it says in the program, candidates, you may not be seated. Mrs. Sandy Ciccarella, former committee chair of Troop 213 and an Eagle Scout mom, will read This Uniformed Little Boy by Mike Wood. Usually a tearjerker, yes.
Eagle Scout, Mom. Tom, I brought flowers.
There you go, you ready? Be prepared.
Be prepared. Bigger font, just say. Okay.
This uniformed little boy, it seems like only yesterday his eyes were lit with joy as we watched with admiration this uniformed little boy campouts, picnics, pinewood cars. The years slipped quickly by. The colors changed from blue to green in the twinkling of an eye. Soon came ranks of tenderfoot, second, first, and star, each leading toward the final quest, one's vision from afar. And then the rank of life, as life can often do, the goal so close within his grasp, and it was dimmed from his view. Yet from within he found the strength to reach that final quest. Remembering words from years gone by, I will do my best. It seemed like only yesterday his eyes were lit with joy as he watched with admiration this uniformed little boy. Now with an eagle upon his chest, he soars where he once ran. No longer that uniformed little boy, our son, an eagle, a man. Congratulations, boys. You made your parents very proud.
Good job, Sandy. You made it through. The court also extends its congratulations not only for satisfying the many necessary requirements, but also for the setting of an objective and for the perseverance that was necessary in attaining that goal. But even more so, you are to be congratulated for the fact you are now prepared to serve those who served you. This is not the end to you. It should be the beginning of scouting. At this time, I would like to introduce the first honored guest. I'd like to bring up Saddlebrook Little League as the first presenters. Raise the mic, just, you got it.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for having us. We're here on behalf of Nick. Thank you, Nick. I'm Keith Murray from Saddlebrook Little League, and this is John White. Sorry about that. Thank you for having us. Saddlebrook Little League would like to thank Nick for his awesome Eagle Scout project. Our travel programs have been going to many other towns for many years. They seem to all have these awesome batting hammer racks. And we've been saying for ourselves for a long time, wow, these would be awesome if we had these for ourselves. Last fall, we received an email asking that they could do an Eagle Scout project for Saddlebrook Little League. And the email stated, lo and behold, it was to have for him to build helmet racks for us. So thank you. I stopped on the field many nights, and Nick was there working tirelessly. Many nights, many days. He was there late into the night, a lot of nights. Batting helmet racks look great. They came out great. They're being put to good use. There was 3 games there today, and they're being used in all 3 games. And every day, throughout the year, some there almost every day, and their kids love them. We've gotten so many compliments on them from all the other towns we play also. I told them it was one of our great Eagle Scouts that did this for us. So, and I also, here's my little insert joke. We hope that, Nick, we hope that you like to do roofing, because we need a new roof next year, okay? Saddlebrook Little League would like to send a huge thank you to Nick for doing this awesome project for us. And congratulations on becoming an Eagle Scout. Well deserved. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I'd like to bring up Miguel Bird, District Executive of the Three Rivers District of Northern New Jersey Council.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here. It's truly a great day celebrating this wonderful achievement that these young men have got to. I want to start by saying, it was once said to me that success is uncommon, therefore it won't be enjoyed by the common men. And what these 3 young men have done is very uncommon. It's said that only 4% of scouts reach the rank of Eagle, and these 3 men were able to do it together. So that's wonderful. also, it's a testament to their hard work, their dedication, and leadership they've exhibited over a number of years. And while these young men are exceptional, after spending the weekend with Troop 213, it's clear to me that they come from a community of respectful, great young men and a number of great parents and volunteers who poured into them over the years and have facilitated this great achievement. So, having said that, my challenge to them now is to pour back into Scouting years later in the ways that the volunteers have done for them. So, on behalf of the council and the Three Rivers District, I want to present them with graduation honor cords that they'll be able to wear at their graduation, later on this year. So, congratulations, guys.
I'll call up I think there's been a switch, but the representative, the commander of the VFW, post 3484. Ed?
Good evening, folks. Must be something in the air because unfortunately Commander Barrel, the Romaine singer, post 3484 cannot make it tonight. So on behalf of the VFW, post 3484, my name's Edwin. I'm here to present these young gentlemen on this great honor. Congratulations, gentlemen, with a check. Sorry, I hope you can hear me. With a check for $200 each on behalf of the VFW. So I have a check here. I have, on a personal note, very honored. It's one of my first ceremonies that I'm participating in. It's a great honor to watch these young gentlemen, teenagers become young adults. So congratulations, guys. So I have check to you. Congratulations. Thank you so much, folks.
American Legion post 4. American Legion post 415.
Can you hear me now? That's the way it should be done, right? Anyway, I represent Post 415 here at Saddlebrook on behalf of Commander Bob Patterson, and I'm very honored to be here. It brings back a lot of memories from my past, and I just want to say that the folks in the audience, most of us are at a certain age where we look back, but the cool thing is, with these three young men, we're moving forward. And these three young men will be our future leaders in their passion and in their endeavors. And the work that they've done to get this far, it's not known how much hard work and effort is put in to getting this achievement. It's a lifetime achievement. I can tell you that personally. But at this point, these men, young men, are part of it. 2.5 million plus Eagle Scouts that have been inducted since its inception in 1911. And I hope there's more, because we need more young men or ladies as leaders for this great country. And so we provided some gifts. I hope I get the names right. Patrick, there you go. I had to write the name so I don't forget it, right? Nolan? Last but not least, this is Nicholas. Jak tam, dobrze? I guess Polish, I thought, right? Your post. Anyway, what we have here is a gift certificate as well as a nice little, I think, a long-lasting gift. Maybe they can show you later. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for really doing a good job. You make me tear. Thank you very much for that, Steve. Oh, one more thing, folks, on a side note. If you see a vet, thank a vet. If you see a first responder, police, fireman, EMT, anybody who's willing to run into danger, give them your best thanks. We need that. Thank you.
Thank you. Saddlebrook Town Council. Saddlebrook Fire Department.
Hi, I'm Joe Palazzotti. I'm the ex-chief of the fire department, and I'm also a Navy veteran, and I'm a newly installed junior vice commander here, or as I like to say, junior nice commander, because I try to this isn't about me, though. It's about these fine gentlemen and their accomplishments, and I have a small token, and as I understand, they're all from Saddlebrook, so I'm an ex-chief, but I'm also the biggest recruiter for the fire department. So what we have here is a letter of interest if you're interested in joining the fire department. It's all volunteer, and it's a call-in. So if you decide to answer, there's information there you can provide. I know Nolan's interested, he told me. Also this year, last year when I was chief, I commissioned a challenge coin. Many of you know what a challenge coin is, many of you might not. But they go back historically, and there's a story from World War II. There was an American pilot that was down, and he was in civilian clothes, and he was approached by a French soldier, and they were about to shoot him, but he had his challenge coin that identified him. So as part of that, instead of getting shot, he got some beer, so maybe some wine in France. But I am presenting each of you with the official Saddlebrook Fire Department challenge coin. It also doubles as a bottle opener for Perrier. And in closing, I also gave each of my fire department members an American flag, a lapel pin, to wear proudly on their uniform, and I had to make sure that they were made in America, and they were. So thank you for your service to the Scouts. It's quite an accomplishment, and I commend you all.
Thank you, Chief. Saddlebrook Police Department. They couldn't be here today, but they send their congratulations. Saddlebrook Ambulance Corps.
Well, you stole my idea of giving you guys applications, so I can't do that, so I'll just move on. So good evening, and thank you for allowing the Saddlebrook Volunteer Ambulance Corps to be a part of this special event honoring these three young men. While reading and listening to the history of your accomplishments, I was amazed at how much actually gets done. And it's like the tip of the iceberg. You don't really see everything that's in the water, how much gets achieved in order to just see that goal. So it reminded me of a quote, one of my favorite quotes, that volunteers don't get paid not because they're worthless, but because they're priceless. And I was provided some information I'd like to share with you. These facts were provided by the Source of Volunteer Outcome Study, Research and Evaluation. On average, Scout volunteers give 20 hours per month in service to Scouting. This is approximately 266,748,720 hours of volunteer time given to communities, family, friends, and the Scouts themselves. Now, if you try to monetize that, the cost estimate that they used for this meeting was $5,692,659 worth of man hours and time that people like you give back to your communities, to your country, to your churches, and I just want to say thank you for doing such things. One of my favorite quotes also is from General Doolittle. There's nothing stronger than the heart of a volunteer. And he was speaking about adults in World War II. But it all comes down to having the same virtues that you three show here today. So that is why I don't see today as an end of any journey or a ceremony of completion, but as a beginning of a lifelong personal discovery that I am sure the world will benefit from. So as a representative of the Saddlebrook Volunteer Ambulance Corps, we're proud to present these 3 Eagle Scouts with plaques and offer our appreciation and gratitude for all your hard work. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Robert White, Saddlebrook Mayor.
Good evening. It's an honor to be here to celebrate such an important occasion. I want to personally congratulate the 3 young men on attaining the rank of Eagle Scout, which, as you all know already, is the highest achievement in the scouting program. I want to congratulate their families as well, and I commend them for the support they've provided them through the application and review process, which is lengthy, as you know. I also want to thank their scout leaders and all who helped them to attain this prestigious award. The achievement took years to fulfill and has earned them great respect, not only from their families and friends, fellow scouts, but the entire community. Their dedication and hard work in achieving the rank of Eagle Scout is truly inspirational. They have demonstrated leadership and commitment to duty in earning the required merit badges. So it's with great admiration I congratulate Nolan, Nicholas, and Patrick, and wish them the best of luck and continued success in the future. Before I present them with their certificates, I'd like to give you some background on each of them. Individually, they're each very unique. Besides being part of the same troop, another thing that they have in common is that their parents, all of them, are very supportive and involved in the community. They have been ideal role models for these young men and exemplify the adage, service above self. So I'll give them a round of applause. Nolan Shanahan. Nolan volunteers for his church, First Reformed, here in Saddlebrook, and the local VFW post right here, number 3484. He also plays percussion in the Saddlebrook High School marching, concert, and jazz bands. He's part of the high school theater program, wearing several hats, including student director. He's an avid reader, as we all know, and his Eagle Scout project provided Little League libraries in at least four locations that I know in town to encourage literacy. Nicholas Obiso. Nicholas is always eager to help out with service projects and volunteer for various causes. He attends Bergen Academies. Okay, can you hear me? I think I turned it off.
I hit the button. But he attends Bergen Academies where he's in the National Honor Society. He's in the High Honor Roll member, and he's the co-leader of the Sports Debate Club. He has a passion for baseball and plays on his high school baseball team. He saw a need, as the Little League representative said, and built equipment boxes in the dugouts at Saddlebrook Little League fields. That was his Eagle Scout project. Patrick Gowell. Patrick attends Bergen County Technical School, where he's a member of the National Honor Society, TSA Club, and Web Club. He represented his school in several competitions and is his school's event site webmaster. He's a member of the Civil Air Patrol, where he is a cadet technical sergeant. His Eagle Scout project involved installing a pedestrian bridge that had previously been destroyed by extreme weather at the Tenafly Nature Center. So I'm very proud of each and every one of their accomplishments. They've exemplified greatness. They're dedicated to the Scouts and to being good citizens. So I have certificates for each one of them, but God bless and keep up the good work.
Thank you, Mayor. Basil Pizzuto, former Cup Pack 222, then 11 leader.
I feel terrible because I have no gifts for them. As the former den leader for the Pack 222, I want to first congratulate Patrick and Nolan, because I've known them since they joined the troop, the pack, and congratulations to them. But this evening I have the great honor of speaking on behalf of Nicholas Obiso, as he finished over a decade of work to become an Eagle Scout. This is a great accomplishment. A Scout is to be trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, reverent. Although Nick is all of these things, I was always taken by how courteous, helpful, and loyal he is. Learning of Nick's Eagle Scout project, I was not surprised that he was able to combine his love of baseball and his love of scouting. He was always loyal to both of these loves and was always able to balance these two loves along with all of his other responsibilities. Quite an accomplishment. His maturity was evident even as a first-year scout. I was told in preparing for tonight, it's the first time I had the opportunity of speaking like this. So I asked one of my students at the school I work at, who is an Eagle Scout, what I should say. And he said, you have to tell a funny story about Nick, something he screwed up or some kind of thing, even if you have to make it up. I don't have any stories like that of Nick. He was always on top of everything, and I was a new leader. I want to thank my co-leader, Nolan Shanahan, who helped me through all those years. I know a scout is supposed to be prepared, so on one of our outings, I was very prepared, so I wanted to make sure that our scouts were ready for the weather, because we're going to one of those belt loop bonanzas in New York State. So I looked up the town, but I forgot to put New York. Well, apparently I was looking at the weather in Virginia or somewhere else, because it said it was going to be warm and sunny, and it was about 35 degrees and pouring rain. We were not prepared. Nick had his raincoat on. His mom talked about a fun picture she has of him that day. It was a miserable, miserable day, and finally the leader bailed and said, guys, we got to get out of here because it's just too cold. So the story's really about my screw up, not yours. But you were there before it. So I asked him about his what his fond memories are, and he talked about the trip to the firehouse and the tour of the pipe organ at St. Philip's. Those are two passions of mine, so I'm taking, Nick's making that connection about, your passions, because those are my passions. And as I looked through the book tonight, he listed the Pinewood Delivery as his favorite. So I add kind to this because he was so kind to me to pick my passions as his fond memories. So he's still a fine, outstanding young man, and congratulations to you and the three of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Basil. Frank Ortega, Saddlebrook High School Band Director.
So this is, I would say, my fourth time, I think, speaking about students or former students at an Eagle Scout ceremony. And although it's been 4 times, this is the first time that I've been a teacher to all 3 students that are on these days. And I think that's, I feel very honored, that's for sure. I was asked by Nolan Shanahan to speak, but I have to say, the first thing I would say is, very often people say, you can be judged by the company you keep. And these are 2 excellent young men that he's in the company of. So we can certainly judge Nolan by the company he keeps. I was, as band director, it's kind of a special position. If you've ever been involved in a school music program, school theater program, or a school band program, you know that you develop a special relationship with your students. I think I had Patrick for 2 years, and Nick, I believe, 2 to 3 years, until they moved on to other schools. And Nolan, I've been with for 6 years. And that's a significant relationship. It's not like you're with them a year and you see them go on and maybe talk to them in the hallway, or or maybe they're part of a club for a year or 2. This is something that is truly significant. You really get to know these students. Nolan, right away, from when he started in the band program, he was, the thing that comes to mind right away is all in. Nolan was all in. Nolan wanted to be a part of every ensemble he could. He wanted to be, and he wanted to be given responsibilities. And he always rose to those responsibilities. He did a good job no matter where he went, and he rose within the ranks. We have certain ranks. We have section leaders. We have equipment manager. I believe Nolan was equipment manager for a few years, and now he's been band manager for 2 years, and he's done an excellent job at that. The other role I have is as theater director, and so Nolan has been involved in at least 3 or 4 productions, I would say. And what Nolan would like to tell people is that I always cast him in the fool or the village idiot. Which on the surface you could say that has happened. He was the village idiot in Young Frankenstein, and he was the kind of eccentric father in Beauty and the Beast. But if you look closer at those roles, you'll find that the first role required a more mature sense of humor. And humor is always harder to convey to an audience than straight acting, right? And also in the second role in Belle and Beauty, Belle's father in Beauty and the Beast, he didn't realize, but the father is the catalyst for all the action that happens in the show throughout it. It's an active role, and it's also the heart of the show in a lot of ways. And I think that really characterizes Nolan in a lot of ways. He is a man of action, and he has a great big heart, and that he shares with everyone he meets, and he goes out of his way to go above and beyond at all times. And I'm very proud to be a teacher to all of these young men, and especially Nolan Shanahan. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ortega. Civilian Air Patrol. Joe Brett, Cub Master, Cub Pack 222, Saddlebrook.
And gentlemen, I'm going to congratulate you. And looking at the pictures and looking at the stuff on the wall, and personally seeing you guys, how you've helped out the pack and the younger, the younger scouts upcoming. And of course, I left my phone down there. There's a quote somewhere on there on your Eagle thing you said before about leading future scouts up the step, up the ladder towards here. I've personally seen each one of you do it and help us with the pack. On behalf of the pack, we want to say thank you, and we look forward to working with you guys again in the future. Here we go. All right, guys, thank you very much.
Thank you, Cub Master Brett. Tenafly Nature Center. Mr. George Davis, Sons of the American Revolution.
Thank you, Tom. Congratulations, gentlemen. I've asked, let's say, our compatriot Ed Ferentz, who you all know, or most of you know, to give me a hand here. The SAR, Sons of the American Revolution, is a hereditary group, patriotic organization that membership only requires that we be able to trace our ancestry back to someone who served the American cause during the time of our nation's founding. And it's, our purpose is historical, education, and patriotic, and intended to increase awareness of the difficulties of our nation's founding, particularly now as we approach the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. New Jersey was the location of more military actions during the Revolution than any other state, thus it's nicknamed the Crossroads of the Revolution. Not far from here, the remnants of Washington's army retreated from Fort Lee in late November 1776 on their way to Pennsylvania, to be followed shortly thereafter by the surprise Christmas crossing of the Delaware River and the victory at the Battle of Trenton. As descendants and patriots of the American Revolution, the Sons of the American Revolution are proud to recognize and honor the patriotism and service of outstanding Americans, especially our youth, as exemplified by Nolan, Nicholas, and Patrick, and their fellow Eagle Scouts. On behalf of the Sons of the American Revolution, I commend you and your families for many hours of hard work and dedicated effort that's been put forth toward your scouting to achieve the Eagle Scout Award. Your Eagle Court of Honor marks not the ending, but the beginning. There is no end to the Eagle Scout Trail. Having reached scouting's summit, your achievement proclaims a new generation of scouts that you know the way that sets standards and how to achieve, and the way to build character, train in citizenship, and foster fitness of mind and body. I urge you to dedicate yourself to helping others find the way to secure scouting spirit and the special joys of camping fellowship, service, and love for country. Congratulations on achieving the Eagle Scout Award in the Boy Scouts of America. As an Eagle Scout, you now represent scouting's finest traditions of duty to God and country, duty to others, and duty to self. You represent these values that build character, strong families, and strong communities. With that, I'm going to ask Ed to give you your certificates here. Okay. Now, if you take a look at the certificate, on the one side is an Eagle Award, and the other side is an SAR emblem. And you'll notice that both of those emblems are on top of an American bald eagle, and the SAR eagle is in much the same pose as your eagle badge. This shouldn't be surprising, as the eagle conveys the powers and messages of the spirit. For the SAR, those of our patriot ancestors and for scouting, the symbol of scouting. To the parents of the New Eagles, I just want to say that I'm a parent of an Eagle myself. I know Ed's a parent of an Eagle, okay? And congratulations, because you guys worked for it too. I know that, okay? And since this is a scouting thing, we also have some patches. Can't do a scouting thing without some kind of a patch. And this one I'm going to talk to all the Eagle Scouts in the audience here, okay? The SAR has an Eagle, it's a competitive award, okay? It's not a scholarship. It doesn't require any kind of a college application or anything like that, okay? At the state level, there's a $500 cash award, and at the national level, there's a $10,000, a $6,000, a $4,000 cash award. Okay, and I will tell you that 2 years ago, there were only 17 states that submitted an application for the national award. So you had a 3 out of 17 chance of getting $4,000, $6,000, or $10,000. So, and all it requires is an application, a 4-generation pedigree chart, and a 500-word essay. And if you think that a 500-word essay is a big deal, it's 1 page. 2 pages if you double space. Okay. I've been doing this for about 5 years now, and I haven't seen an application yet. Okay, and you can apply every year from the year that you get your Eagle until the year before you turn 19. So you have multiple opportunities. Some of them have more than one multiple opportunity. But all the information about that is in this packet here. And I thank you for your time. And if anyone thinks they have a revolutionary ancestor, I'd be happy to talk to you about joining our organization in time for the 250th. And for the ladies, we have a companion organization, the DAR, who would also like to see you as a member. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Ed. Thank you, George. George is a dedicated scouter, always volunteering. Last but not least, Mr. James Anderson, former Scoutmaster of Troop 213.
Good afternoon. For those that may not know me, my name is James Anderson. I've been a scouting volunteer here in Saddlebrook for quite a few years. I've held various positions in the pack and in the troop. When Patrick called me and asked if I would speak today, I asked him, what would you like me to speak about? He said, whatever I wanted. I quickly replied, I can talk about anything. Patrick, just as quickly, replied, well, as long as it's about me. Patrick and I first met when Patrick joined Pack 222 as a leader. As a leader, it's our role to find a way to connect with each scout, find a common interest. You've already heard what our common interest is. So with Patrick, it's super easy, because we have a lot of the same interests. Technology being always a topic of our conversations. For us, and of course, Flight Simulator. Though when it came to Flight Simulator, I didn't always know what Patrick was talking about. Camping trips with Patrick were always fun. He and I had this long-running task. Early in Patrick's scouting career, Mr. Gowell would text me and ask, how is Patrick doing on the trip? And then ask me for a picture so that Mrs. Gowell could see that Patrick was having a good time. So Patrick and I call these photo ops proof of life moments. Now I'll give a behind-the-scenes view of what would happen. Patrick and I got so good at these photos that we would be walking back from an activity or something. I would just say, Patrick. He still does it. He would turn around, give me the Patrick side, we all know, and then give me the biggest smile, then click, happy photo on the way. There was one time at scout camp
that I think it was Patrick's first summer camp, that he didn't look happy in the photo. We were at dinner showing Scout Spirit, AKA singing some songs, and I took a group photo of Patrick joining in the singing. Well, I get this message back. He doesn't look happy. Why isn't he happy? I was like, he's singing? I don't know. To this day, I'm not really sure if it was Mrs. Gowell asking for these photos, or was it really Mr. Gowell? As many Scouts leader will attest to, we wait for the moment the Scout magic takes over. This is a time in a Scout's career when they become leaders themselves. It happens to all Scouts. I recall when that moment happened with Patrick, we were having a Scoutmaster conference, and we were talking about opportunities and do things a bit different. In an instant, Scout magic took over, and Patrick just started sharing all these ideas with me. Great ideas. When moments like this happen, the Scout leader will simply say to the Scout, well, do it then. And do what he did, setting up a Minecraft server for the troop, initiating using Discord with Ben as a troop communication tool are just a few of those ideas that became great opportunities for the Scouts to get to know each other and instill teamwork. Patrick continued to demonstrate his leadership skills by becoming SPL, and of course, the reason we are here today, achieving Eagle Scout. Let's look at this. Scouting is very interesting. The Scout's career starts with a Scout looking up to the leader, and concludes with the leader looking up to the Scout. Congratulations, Patrick, and thank you for having me be a part of your achievements. Congratulations, of course.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson. How about you guys? I'm tired. You're sitting. Stand up. All right. You sit down. I feel better now. Are there any other presenters in the audience? Each Eagle has also received numerous congratulatory letters from dignitaries, including President Joe Biden, Pope Francis, the New York Mets, Tory Bruno, the Air Force Academy, Blue Angels, NASA, and there's a whole host of former presidents, secretaries of state, Mike Rowe with 30 Jobs, Great Eagle Scout, and they have received several of their certificates from these organizations, and probably over the next year or two, they keep coming in. So now for the first time, we will let our Eagles speak. This is the best part of the ceremony, in my opinion. However, you never know what you're going to get. Our new Eagle Scouts will now address the court. The Eagle Scouts will also present Eagle Mentor Pins to persons or persons who have been instrumental in their achievement of the Eagle Scout Award. These will be presented either privately or up on stage. I think they will be done privately at this point. So, let me give it over to the Eagle Scout. This is what you've been waiting for. So we're going to start with Patrick Gowell.
Thank everyone for coming to my Eagle Scout Court of Honor. 7 years ago, achieving the rank of Eagle Scout seemed like an impossible task. If you were to ask me as a 10-year-old Cub Scout if I would achieve the Eagle rank, I would most likely say no. Looking at the Scout book, the sheer number of requirements and merit badges needed to be completed overwhelmed me. However, slowly through my years in scouting, rank by rank, merit badge by merit badge, I was able to climb the ranks, and now here I am getting my Eagle Scout rank. I wouldn't have been able to get here by myself. My dad was a critical part of helping me achieve this, and he always pushed me. Sometimes I would slow down and just need a little push. My mom too. I remember she helped me packing for my first scout camp, and also pushed me as well. One big part of scouting is leadership. Once you get past first class, you change stages from learning and absorbing information to sharing your knowledge with others and teaching. And I can distinctly remember the first time I was handed the wheel, so to say. We were in Gettysburg on a hike. I was put in charge of leading the hikes. And at one point, when we were hiking, there was a fork in the trail. Do we go left or do we go right? Some were saying left, some were saying right. I did not know what to do. There I was, having to make a decision, map and compass in hand. One of the adult leaders guided me and helped me make a choice. However, they did not help me with directions, but with leadership. They didn't say which way to go, but helped me make decisions to choose a path. This was when I distinctly remember the pressure that was put on me. I'm in charge now? And never before had a firm decision placed before me that could not only put me and get me lost, but the whole troop. I could, after consulting with some of the other scouts, we picked the way to go, and it was the right way. We did not get lost. I had great memories in scouting as well. The 2 high adventure trips I went on, Swamp Base and Sea Base, I will always remember. Swamp Base was a 62-mile canoe trip through the Apalachalaya Swamp. The conditions varied from being out on open lakes to small, tight areas between trees. At a certain point, we had to quarter our canoes and go through deep mud. The wildlife was also very diverse, from alligators swimming right next to you to all different types of birds and fish. At a certain point, we went fishing for catfish, and then they're filleted and then fried. Those were the adventures I would never forget. Another one was Sea Base. Sea Base, we sailed around the U.S. Virgin Islands, specifically St. Thomas and St. John. It was a much more relaxing trip than Swamp Base. We snorkeled, went on a hike, and learned how to operate a sailboat. When snorkeling, different types of fish, stingrays, and coral reefs were pretty amazing. I've never seen them before here in New Jersey. Learning how to steer a boat was fun, as it was very difficult, much more different than driving a car. It was a unique experience that was sadly cut short by tropical storms, but I will always remember it. As I went up through ranks in scouting, there was more and more pressure put on me. I had to make more and more decisions for the troop, planning events, and more. My Eagle Scout project was one of the biggest things I needed in order to achieve the Eagle rank. We learned a lot from it: planning, leadership, coordinating with other people. Now that I've completed it, I would have done it completely differently. It was definitely a life lesson, like my dad would say. I want to thank my dad, mom, brother, sister, Mr. Carvello, Ms. Anderson, all the Scoutmatters and leaders for making it possible to achieve this rank. Without you, it would have not been possible.
Next up, Nicholas Obiso.
Hi, everyone. Thank you all for coming here today for our Eagle Court of Honor. First, I want to spend some time to thank everyone who helped me on my way to Eagle. Thanks to the Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Molinar, and all the parents who spent countless hours planning and getting this place ready for today. Thank you to all scouts and leaders in the room who helped volunteer for my project. Mr. Caraballo, who can't be here today, but my Scoutmaster, who was a huge help, and Mr. Henkel, the head of advancements, who I've been talking with constantly trying to get the last few merit badges done. Thank you to Mr. Pizzuto for speaking on my behalf before and helped me start my journey in Scouts. To my pastor, who generously allowed me to put a shoebox in front of her church and help spread the word for my fundraiser. And of course to these two up here with me, who I've known for the past who knows how many years now. And it's such a great help on my project. I hope I was able to help them just as much. Thank you to my girlfriend Minato, who is always there helping whenever she could. And of course, thank you to my parents, my brother, and my grandma, who were there every single step of the way ever since I was just a tiger in first grade. They've been there for everything and always helped me whenever I needed it. And recently, during my project, they were there for me, whether it was helping get tools and supplies, just encouraging me to get that last bit of paperwork done, or when I used my grandma's garage as a storage unit for all the shoes I collected. I could not have done it without you, so thank you all. As you heard before, my Eagle Scout project was to build helmet boxes for my local Little League field. And I chose this project because baseball has been something important to me for my whole life. And hearing all the people who have said how great they were and how much they enjoy the boxes really made it all worth it. I was able to hear all these things and think, like, I was in those shoes just years ago, and it just feels like it's a great feeling of accomplishment. Scouting has been an experience in my life that I would not trade for anything. I remember I heard from scouts from Nolan, actually, all the way back in kindergarten, when he told me how his older brother was going to be a scout, and he was going to sign up for scouting the next year. It seemed like a fun idea, so I went home and told my mom I wanted to sign up. The 5-year-old me had no idea what I was getting myself into. Those first few years in Cub Scouts were fun, with events like Pinewood Derbies and going on trips with my den, like the Mineral Museum, or having fun activities like bottle rocket launches, with my den led by Mr. Pizzuto and Mrs. Shanahan. My favorite trip from Cub Scouts was probably going to the Jackals games, which is a baseball team who plays pretty close to here. And I was able to get a ball signed by all the players that day and the mascot, and that's one of my favorite baseballs probably. As I got older, I was able to actually go and play on the field with my high school team a few summers ago, and that was a very cool thing to go back and visit now that I'm all grown up. As I got older, I wasn't sure about continuing on to Boy Scouts, because it started to become much more of a commitment. However, as my time as a Cub was ending and we were crossing over to Boy Scouts, I felt like I just wanted to keep going. So I decided to stick with it, because why not? I just wanted to see how far I would go before I decided. And here I am today, standing before you all, after 12 years of scouting and thousands of hours devoted to this program. Along with all the things I learned at Scouts, I got to make lifelong friends and memories that I will never forget. All the great stories about getting lost on hikes, burning our food, or the Klondike, where we managed to get disqualified from the sled race in every way possible. Some stupid inside jokes like DJ Patrick, the fun nights at summer camps, the tons of board games we played during those nights, and how me and Nolan beat everyone in Axis and Allies. I can't believe I almost missed out on all of this. I can go on, but I won't. There are just so many good memories and lessons learned along the way, and I'm so appreciative to have experienced. This journey through scouting has truly made me who I am today. Thank you.
Ready, Nolan Shanahan.
Hello, everyone. I know I'm the last speaker, I think, so I'll try to make this as short as possible, because I assume you're all as hungry as I am. I wanted to start by saying I've been looking forward to this day for 10 years or so, since my brother got Eagle. Scouting has been a huge part of my life for as long as I can remember. Even when I was a little kid, I would go on trips with my brother and my sister. I'm so grateful to be up here, especially with these two, like Vic said, who I've known for way too long. Through Cub Scouts and then Boy Scouts. There's so many fun trips that I can remember. There's so many people I'd like to thank out there, from teachers that have come, like Mr. Ortega, who spoke for me, to leaders who some of them might not be here, but that they matter all the same. They've impacted my life more than they could really, really, truly know. I'd also like to, of course, thank my family. Like I mentioned, my brother and sister are both Scouts. It's really them that helped infuse this love of scouting into my life all those years ago. I was always on one trip or another, and that's really led me to the road towards Eagle that I'm on today. I would also, of course, love to thank my parents who were there every single step of the way for this Eagle project, pushing me to do paperwork that I didn't really want to do, helping me in the backyard get all the plans ready to build my boxes, especially my mom. She's been a really big help in all of this. I couldn't have done it without her. as much as I'd love to regale you with all the trips on high adventures or Gettysburg trip or all these things, there's nothing really that I could say that could emphasize how much I've loved being a Scout, and I will continue to love being a Scout for many years to come. Thank you all for coming. That's the end of the message.
We have just presented the Eagle Medal. The medal is only a mark of identity. It is a thing of beauty, yet it is only a combination of cloth and a medal that will fade into the dim distance in the light of the ideals for which it stands and in which Patrick, Nicholas, and Nolan have grown to believe in and will grow to more fully understand. In closing this court, it is our hope that what you have witnessed today will be an everlasting inspiration to all. To this end, remember that those we seek to serve come our way but once as children. Neglect none of them, for among them, somewhere, may be the person who will lead us and lead the world to everlasting peace. New Eagle Scouts, please rise. This time seriously, yeah. Underneath, there will be all Eagle Scouts in the audience. Please rise. In the program, there is the voice of the Eagle. Okay, Eagles, your show. You start. Say it loud.
I am the Eagle. I am prepared to stand for virtues of freedom, strength, and pride. I am the Eagle. I am prepared to serve my God, my country, and other people. I am prepared to stand for honesty, truth, and integrity. I am the Eagle. I am prepared to accomplish set tasks to the best of my ability. I am the Eagle. I am prepared to defend what makes America great for all people. I am the Eagle. I am prepared to cross all lines of race, creed, and nationality. I am the Eagle. I am prepared to be self-reliant and resourceful. I am the Eagle. I am prepared.
This concludes the presentation. I would like to present Father Marius for the benediction.
First of all, I'd like to thank the chief from the fire department for giving an idea for recruitment. Three good guys here to give their life to the Lord, and whatever way they do it, I'm sure they'll do it very well. And what we really need are leaders, men who, by their virtue, by their love for God and country, kind of lead our country in a time when we really need leaders. So I'd like to congratulate them and thank them for what they've done so far and for what they will be doing in the future. So let us pray. Please stand. Dear Heavenly Father, help us to keep our honor bright and teach us the integrity of character that is most priceless possession. Grant that as we do our best today and strive to do everything better tomorrow, teach us that duty is a friend and not an enemy, and help us to face even the most disagreeable tasks cheerfully. Give us the faith to understand our purpose in life. Open our minds to the truth and fill our hearts with love. For we are thankful for all the blessings you have bestowed upon this country. Help us to do our duty to this country and to know that this is a good country that must be made from good men and women. Help us to remember our obligation to obey what we know in the Scout law, to give us understanding so that we're not just mere wonders at life, but we really live it to the full. And may we never tire of the joy of helping other people, or look at others, or look away from others in the time of need. You have given us the gift of a body. Make us wise enough to keep it healthy, that we might serve you better, for you are the source of all wisdom. Help us to have an alert mind. Teach us to think, and help us to learn discipline in all that we do, and never run away from the challenges of life. Help us to know the difference between right and wrong, and lead us in obedience on the straight path to our worthy goal and our eternal goal. Amen. God bless you, men, and God bless all of us, and a special thanks to all those who made this night possible, and a special thanks to the parents who formed these men. It is the family that is the source of all that is good, so we thank all the families that are here. Amen.
Thank you, Father Koch. Again, before we conclude, one more round of applause for our Eagles. I would like to ask Senior Patrol Leader Jerry Carabello, please lead us in our closing ceremony.
Color guard, please rise, and color guard front and center. There you go. May the great Scoutmaster of all Scouts be with us till we meet again. You are all standing, so this statement's relevant. Color guard, retire the colors.
I declare this Court of Honor officially closed. The parents of our new Eagle Scouts invite everyone to join them for refreshments, and we invite our guests to sign the tree slices for each Eagle Scout. Please enjoy.